Welcome back. Without too much further ado, we get right into things here for qualifying for the round 4 of the Victorian Trophy Tour here at Sandown, and the Superkarts on track. I'm Darren Smith, right alongside me, our resident expert for this weekend on all things NASCAR. Sorry, I mean on all things Superkarts, a guy with a big history in all forms of motorsport. Scott, tell us how the superkarting fraternity approach qualifying.
Well, the rules for the weekend, it's been the Victorian Superkart Championship event for the class. Whatever they qualify on, they have to run with the rest of the 4 races. So the Rotax Max have all put on new tyres, or they've been putting on rotor tyres to go. The 125 gearbox, they're actually allowed 2 sets, so they'll be able to qualify here. Probably do the first of the race this afternoon and one in the morning, and then maybe swap to a second set to do the third and fourth races. Been a quick turnaround in between the events here. It'd be interesting to see if Finn White's made it back out there after his seizure in the last practice session. But I'm expecting Tim Clark here and James Bowden to go for the overall pole.
Yeah, interesting. We did see that engine issue for Finn White. Just looking down through the field now to see if I can see the name pop up. It hasn't exited the paddock area yet, but we're well into it. Already a lap out, I guess a sighting or a warm-up lap for the karts, but there is the green flag. We are underway in qualifying. So quite a decent qualifying session. 15 minutes here for the Superkarts. How many laps generally until we start to see what might give us an indication of the qualifying time?
They should probably, with the length of this circuit, they should be into it from lap 1 after they've done their roll-round lap to make the start-finish line. Be interesting here, obviously the Rotax light class are the white number plates with the red numbers you see here, and a couple of heavies there. Martin Anderson, the 29 there, has the heavy with the blue number plate, yellow letters. They'll be looking to latch onto the back of the faster light karts, get a good qualifying lap in, get the draft certainly up the back of the circuit here, long back straight. See a few of them there popping out. The 92 and 93 karts here. Russ Occhipinti, he'll be one gunning for pole, and the other one here, Sonny Pajira in the 98 kart. He would be the quickest of. He's been a 2-time national champion. Russell, I think, a 3 or 4-time national champion. So they'll be the 2 guys that go for pole here. There's a bit of jostling around to try and get the optimum position here, especially down the straight. You'll see a lot of them right in, tucked in behind each other. Bowden, the early quickest there in the 125 gearbox. He's reigning GP winner. Tim Clark, the Oz number 2 there in second, had some issues in the second practice session, so didn't cut a time.
Numerous different chassis being used. There's the Anderson, which has been around for a long time. The Stockman, also around for a long time. Woodgate, the Phoenix, Scorpions, Intrepids, different chassis. Is there a favoured chassis for, let's say, front of the field running?
In the 125 gearbox class, the Anderson's been around for many years, which is actually built in England by Russell Anderson, who's actually a Kiwi that moved to England and made a very well-renowned business over there. Those karts, the 125 gearbox, the quickest karts here, they are a bespoke chassis, but you'll also find that they've got 4-wheel brakes. So you've got the single, either 4 or 6 pot rear caliper. Calipers, 4-pot on the front wheel. So they've got 3 brakes to slow them down. Obviously a faster kart. The 93 kart here is a Woodgate chassis. The Rotax Maxes only have a single rear axle caliper, so they will be a lot more squirrely under braking.
So on the other side from the chain?
Yes, yep. So the opposite side of the chain is the caliper. They are very darty under brakes. The more traditional karts that you'll see running under Todd Road or the short circuits, they will be a shorter wheelbase. The karts here are the Woodgate chassis, the Scorpion. They're actually based on a dirt chassis. They're an A-frame chassis, very unstable under brakes as to what a normal one is, but they come out of the corner lightning fast. So you'll find that they brake a little bit earlier than what a standard sprint chassis. There are a couple of sprint chassis out there, but they will come out of the corners a lot faster. The 125 here, the GP kart, that's currently going down the straight there. Bowden, that's an Anderson latest chassis. He bent one at Phillip Island earlier this year, so that was air freighted out to Australia here, and he's making good use of it. They will have a top speed of about 208 kilometres an hour at Phillip Island, so it'll be interesting to see what they can reach down the back straight here.
What enables the kart to run no number plate but 2 letters GP?
That's a unique one. It's the only time we are allowed to seek dispensation from CAMS to run it. The GP traffic is an event that was based in Adelaide, going back to the old Adelaide International Raceway days. It's always been, it originated there with fields of up to, in each class, 45 to 50 things. And if you, it was like, apart from the Australian number one, the GP is the most prestigious plate to have. If you go to England, they seem to have a monopoly on different things. You can run an O plate over there, you can run a GP plate, they run a 1, and they even run an NI for Northern Ireland. So
yeah, right.
It's almost an alphabet of competitors over there.
James Bowden, we're just looking out there in the GP kart. It is Clark leading the way in qualifying at the moment. Tim Clark in the Woodgate Evo 2, and it's a overall lap time in the 121s there for Tim. He's just on a bit of a slower lap at the moment, but has the fastest sector in the first sector. Interestingly enough, it's Bowden now that has the fastest sector, and we've got a red flag, so the course has been given a red flag signal.
Whereabouts must be a card off somewhere. I can't see any from our vantage point here at the moment.
So here it is, red flag being displayed, and we've got a direct link from race control. Will be updated eventually once they got themselves back under control. Can't see. There we go. Kart number 31. That is Strawn, who is currently 4th. And that is off at the run between turns 1 and turns 2.
Oh, well, there's a good chance that he's either gone off track there or that's a seizure, because it doesn't look like... Oh, here we go. He looks like he's going to try and run back. This will require a push start if he is to get going. So obviously he's had a spin there, because you wouldn't try to restart it again if the kart was seized. So he'll try and put it into neutral here, get into a position, and then he should be able to push start it and get the session pretty well resumed straight away.
Supergas kart just being pushed back there by the number 31, a driver jogging out to his kart, and
young James Straw.
Very similar to Paul Vernell jogging back from his MG at Phillip Island.
That has a 125 TM engine manufactured in Italy.
So that's interesting. You get back out, push it, and away you go again, and back into it. Hopefully the red flag is withdrawn reasonably quickly, but he is rapidly making his way back around to the pit lane where the other cars have all made their way back in. So 5.5 minutes left in this session. The clock does continue to click. It's Clark over Bowden, McIntyre. We've just seen the 31 of Straw just coming back there as well, so making his way back. James in the Woodgate Racing Evo 2 chassis, and then continue on with the GB cars. It's Stebbing to Jane and Schuster, and then we go the Max Light, and it is Pereira to Russ Occhipinti, the 89 of Ross Veld, Maltarik, Zanjic, there's Zara Scarcella down there in 14th, Williams, Kramer and Cowan, and then we go to the Max Heavy kart number 27, and where are we? Sorry, just missing the screen there too. Robinson, Anderson, Tyler, Fife, Dodge and White hasn't clocked a lap, but there they are down in the pit lane.
There's some great racing pedigree there in 6th place, 77 card of Bobby Jane, son of the legendary Bob Jane, Thunderdome.
Has he got any new tattoos lately, Bobby?
There's one buff boy. Doesn't mind to work out some tattoos.
And interestingly enough, he made his way into the Kumo Tyres V8 touring car scene for quite some time in a car sponsored by Vendetta Tyres.
Yes,
or was it Vengeance Tyres and Vendetta Wheels?
No, Vendetta Tyres, yes. Obviously his mother funding the operation there out of the proceeds of her ex-husband Bob. But interestingly enough, Bobby's been at it for a few years. There's a brand new kart he's had built up by Peter Woodgate at Woodgate Racing with a TM engine. So this is his first race back, I believe, in a couple of years.
It's good to see the name back out on track, isn't it? And Bobby Jane back into racing. Let's say, of course, Bob Jane was a polarising character, but boy, what he did for Australian motorsport.
Such a good driver, Bobby Jr. He's followed it through. That was a Terry Wyhoon car from Image Racing, I believe he ran there.
Yep.
So Bobby's got a young family now. Had a few years off and got back into it. Actually, it sells used cars and new cars out at Berwick Toyota, I believe.
Well, there you go. Ripping fellow, good bloke, and as I said, likes a tattoo artist.
Yes.
Got a bit of that going on. So we are back underway. There's only just under 3 minutes left in this session. After a stop like that, the tyres... Oh, there's someone
Stebbings.
Parked up.
That's
one of the faster karts, currently 5th on the qualifying for the GP class. I was going to say, sorry, when they stop like that for the best part of a minute and a half, do they lose tyre temp that is vital to get back?
They will lose some tyre temp. They'll come up pretty quick. They're running, most of the guys in the Rotax Max probably running only 12, 13 PSI to start off with. There's no minimum tyre pressures in this sport. The 125 gearbox will be running as low as 10. Here we go. That's speaking of Bobby Jane.
Bobby Jane.
Getting a bit of curb there.
Yellow flags being acknowledged by the karts as they come out. And
he's trying to
get it out of gear so I can get it backwards. They really are a sparse frame when you look at it like that, isn't it? It's just a couple of support columns for the steering column.
Very simplistic design. Obviously, the Rotax Max engines here, you see they're a non-gearbox, so they're push-button start, a bit of a lazy man's thing, but probably the biggest classes in superkarting come from the Rotax Max, and they're actually the original concept of the Rotax Max class in superkart was you could race at tracks like Todd Road.
Here's the replay. Bobby Jane getting it up on the ripple strip, and around you go, as quick as that. Like a pinball flipper, just off the back of the ripple strip, black lines down, and around he went. As quick as you can say it.
Patrick Ross there, the South Australian in the 89 card. He's up to third in class there in the Rotax Light. Tyler Williams leading the heavies at the moment.
Good shots out of turn 4. Just watching, you can almost see the drivers changing their minds through the visor through that GC electrical static camera, and the 93 just hand up acknowledging that he's slowing down. There's seems to be a good bit of communication between these drivers, just letting each other know when they're getting out of it or anything like that, by their hand up or the arm up to say, yep, we're just slowing down.
Acknowledge the flags, certainly the yellow flags on corners. We've got the checkered flag out now.
So it looks like Tim Clark has come to the lane now, setting the fastest time in qualifying. Bowden and McIntyre and Stra, who we saw had a spin down at turn 1, has now returned to the paddock and only got 5 laps in there, sorry. So Bowden getting 7 laps in, Tim Clark in 4. I guess that plays into what you said, that select the set of tyres and that's what they got to stick with for the weekend.
They've got to stick with that. It's interesting. A couple of the guys there have done 7 and 8 laps. The first couple of races, certainly the one leading up this afternoon, is 6 laps. So they might be checking the race distance and that. And virtually with these guys in the Rotax Max classes, they'll be going back there checking what they weigh in. They'll go over the scales, check the weight, see if they can pull something out. A lot of the guys here I see have done around about the 6 laps to get the margin to see what they're rolling over the scales, because the carts have basically got the Rotax Max engine is a stock engine. You're not allowed to do anything to it. They're probably running about 30 horsepower. So if you're carrying a few extra kilos, it can affect the power to weight ratio here. Henceforth, why they have a light and a heavy class. So the guys there now just checking to see what they are, see if they can pull off a couple of kilos. I know there was a couple rolled over the scales there earlier, a bit light. One of the heavy guys had about 6 kilos to add on.
That's a big lunch.
That's a big lunch.
That's a big bowl of pasta.
I'm tipping he's going to roll over the right weight now. I'm just checking the times here, and it looks like he's actually gone about. No, he's gone 2 seconds quicker than he did in the previous session. I thought he might have been a bit slower, but there's a good thing. Like the guys there in the Rotax Heavy at least have gone 2 seconds faster from the previous session to qualifying here. So some of them have obviously bolted on some new tyres.
A little bit of sun on the track too into the dark surface gives it a little bit more temperature, and that certainly affects the rubber as the laps go on.
Will certainly affect that too. Also, the cloud cover here has disappeared a bit. That can alter the jetting. A lot of the guys will be checking what the weather forecast is on the app. They have an app for the Rotax engines. You'll even find it'll swap depending on how many metres above sea level it is. Dictates what your tune is. So you might have to go up in a main jet or change a clip in the carburettor, because they're old school. No fuel injection in these here. It's all basically screw the top off, change your carburettor settings, and away you go. This track is a lot more stable than you go to Phillip Island. Depending on the weather down there, you can actually start a race below sea level in weather conditions or what the engine sees. So it's a lot more stable here, but also the wind looks like it's moved around a little bit too. I know the guys were talking about that earlier in the previous class. It's a bit of a tailwind down here, so it'll be interesting to see whether there's some changes made to gearing before the next race, which is up in around about an hour. There we go. If you look at the flags there, it looks like they're blowing straight down the straight. So
it's almost a northerly there. So that's interesting, but certainly, the carts that'll be a big push up the hill. Certainly here at
certainly
Sandown.
in the background, and that's. You'll see, although it's not recommended and it's frowned upon, there might be a little bit of bump drafting up the back. You can pull a second a lap easily out of this track with a bit of bump drafting or a bit of snake drafting up the back. If they get 2 or 3 of them together, they will pull away from a single cart very quickly.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Scott, thank you very much. Awesome to have all of your insight with the superkarts, and really enjoying your input and knowledge as far as them going around, and really enjoying the way the superkarts go about it. And these atmospheric conditions can be so tricky around these little engines, and getting the jets and the Venturis and everything absolutely working at their very best.